Hello, Commander. Have you ever experienced spontaneous ship shutdown upon deploying your hardpoints or whenever your power plant was being bullied by danger triangles or space flowers? Well, oh boy, do I have the solution for you. Introducing power priorities. Under normal conditions, your power plant will output 100% of its rated power generation. When you get hit by a lightning, get hit with scramble spectrum, or get a random malfunction when your power plant's integrity is below 80%, your power output will drop to 40%. If your power plant loses all its integrity, it will still work, albeit at a lower power output. In this case, only 50% output remain. If you get a malfunction while your power plant is running on emergency power, you will only get 20%. Your ship has 5 priority groups, 1 through 5. If the power plant cannot provide enough power, your ship will turn off modules, starting with the ones assigned to the highest group. Note that when a priority group gets turned off, all modules inside it get deactivated, even if there would be enough power for some of them. With that knowledge, let's look at the clips from the intro again. In the first clip, the entire ship requires more than 100% power. When the hardpoints got deployed, the weapon modules got activated, and as a result, more than 100% power was used. Because everything was on the same power priority, the entire ship got turned off. In the second and third clip, the ship uses less than 100% power, but because of a malfunction, the power output is reduced. The ship turns off completely because here again, everything is on the same priority, and as a result, everything turns off. So, how should you set your priorities to stop that from happening? Do you remember the percentages from earlier? 20, 40, 50, and 100. You want your priority groups to stay below these limits. Your first priority group should stay beneath 20%. This way modules in this group will stay on at all times. You should, if possible, put both frameshift drive and thrusters on this group, as this will ensure that the 2 modules required to leave an instance are enabled at all times. If you cannot fit both of them in group 1, prioritize thrusters and then the FSD. Having thrusters in group 1 will ensure that you can always move your thrusters and evade further attacks while the malfunction is ongoing. Having FSD in group 1 will ensure that when your thrusters are back on, you can immediately start waking out, as you will not have to wait for the FSD to boot up first. The second group should have the FSD and thrusters if they were not added in the first group. It should stay below 40%. If the power budget allows it, you can also add countermeasures and other core modules here. The third group should be below 50%. It should consist of core modules like your sensors or your distributor. You also want your guns and your shields in this group. Your fourth group should be below 100%. This should contain everything else that you need when your hardpoints are deployed. Your fifth and final group should be everything that you do not need when your hardpoints are deployed. This includes fuel scoop, interdictor, and, if the power budget is tight, your cargo scoop. For brevity's sake, I will leave it at that. Commander Barnard and Brother Sabathius has made a neat overview on how to set up your priorities in greater detail. You can find a link to their overview in the description.